What's good for the goose is good for the gander. What's good for the goose?
I think that by the property of transitivity, what is good for the gander is good for the goose. That's actually how that works. Did you not take a math class to do comedy? This guy.
Introducing Mike Bledger.
Hi, you should text my dad. He's dead, but you can text him. If you text the graveyard, they'll write a little note out, and then you can take it over to the grave.
Hey, everybody. Thank you. Thanks a lot. This is exciting. This is my first time doing comedy on TV. Which is really exciting, because I think we live in a very visual world, I was reminded of that recently because my cousin just found out that he's colorblind, which sucks because he thought he was so good at Rubik's Cube. Although it explains why when we were growing up, his favorite book was One Fish, Two Fish, and Two Other Fish. Now, some people think that masturbation will make you go blind. Now, that's not true, but even if it were true, that's just a really negative way to say that. I prefer the more positive way, which is, if you are already blind, go nuts! You got nothing to lose! I like it. I was coming over here and I saw a glasses store, and it had a sign on it that said, "All glasses half off." I was like, that sign should just say, monocles. Yeah. See, I like signs. I like signs a lot, and I like some of them. Some of them I don't care for so much, I don't like the sign at the bookstore that says, you can't take any reading material into the bathroom, because it's just like, great, now I've got to poop in the fantasy section. Or as I call it, Game of Thrones. Last week I lost the game. And it was ironic because I was surrounded by paper. It's like, send a raven, 2-ply! The other kind of sign that I really don't like is political bumper stickers. It's just like, fine, you want to have whatever political beliefs you have, that's great. I just don't want to talk about it on the road. I was driving, I saw a bumper sticker that said, "Abortion stops a beating heart." And I was like, yeah, technically that's true. But technically so does hearing your girlfriend say she's pregnant. Let's talk about it at home, Dad. I want to show you a few signs. We'll talk about those. Ooh. You guys have all seen this sign, right? No left turns. Okay, sure, but again, why do we have to focus on the negatives, Consider your options. Yeah, it's a positive world. Now this sign I really like, the yield sign, It's a great sign, but why is it the only sign we have that's in ye old English? Halt, who goes there? No parking, here be dragons. You shall not pass. The stop sign is so negative, and it only covers a fraction of the time when you're on the road. That's why I want to introduce this sign. Keep on going. It's color-coded, it's 3 points more efficient than a stop sign, and it's just positive, And yeah, sure, you're going to spend a little bit more on signage. What kind of world do you want to live in? Now here's a sign I've seen a lot, and it's like a sign to warn you about another sign that's coming up. It seems like a waste of money, but if we're going to do it, fine, let's go all the way. I can do this all day long. Now, I see this sign, I'm originally from the DC area, and I see this sign around DC a lot. And that's great because it helps you learn how to dodge bullets. It's a useful skill to have around DC. There's a church in my neighborhood, and it has this sign on it that's like, caution when church in progress, lights are flashing, slow down, And that's a lot of words to read when you're buzzing by. So I want to replace it with this sign. You don't think when people see this, they slow down? Guys, they slow down. Some of them stop entirely. But once I did that, I wanted to make one for, synagogues too, because I don't want to leave anybody out. And once I did that, I was like, well, I got to do one for mosques too. Nobody should be left out of this. But I don't want to make any enemies. All right, guys, you guys have been great. Thanks so much. Thanks a lot.
We'll be back with more comedy from Trial by Laughter after these messages, because this crap ain't free.